So, yo, it's been a while. So if you guys don't know who's talking, then bro, it should be obvious by now. It's your boy, the one and only, Great Zage. Now, I know that some people might have some questions, especially since I'm pretty sure not a lot of people go ahead and check out the community post or really anything. But if you guys want to know something, then let me just say this. I'm sorry for not posting in a while now. That's I got sick. If you guys have not checked it out, I got sick. I was unable to record, and that pretty much caused me to pretty much be like 2 weeks gone from YouTube, making me unable to go ahead and post content like I'm usually able to do. So again, I'm very sorry on that. But hey, I'll try to be back on that grind. It'll take me a while to get used to it, considering the fact that I've been gone for a while now. But hey, I'll keep trying my best to go ahead and get better and return back to how I usually upload. So yeah, there's that. But once again, I want to thank y'all guys for your support and everything. You guys truly are the GOATs, the legends themselves. So again, thank you very much. And either way, I think it's about time I go ahead and continue this what if that you guys been waiting for a very long period of time. So either way, let's get started to what if Naruto had a leveling system. Alright guys, let's go ahead and finally get started with this what if. If you guys want to know more, or if you guys want a more like detailed explanation about what happened last time, I recommend that you watch the last episode. The last part of this, I guess. So yeah, I recommend that you rewatch it if you guys want to know what happened. But either way, let me go ahead and finally get started with this what if. So we now start off this what if with the disbelieving faces of everyone in the audience, as they had just watched something so spectacular and so memorizing that it will go down in the Hidden Leaf history. Now, the feats of strength that was just displayed was on the levels of those of the Hashirama in moderate periods of time. As Hiruzen was nearly having a heart attack right now, sitting in his chair, as he had just realized that he literally was seeing history right now. No, I can't believe this, boy. Naruto, you had just made my life a little bit more difficult, Hiruzen thought, as the aged Hokage could not believe what he had just seen, and he could already tell that the civilian councils were going to be on his ass after this. And he already knew that he was definitely going to make Naruto pay with actual money. Like, this man was going to pay him. Ain't no way he's going to sit in this entire council room hearing a bunch of bullshit without getting paid. So of course he was going to make Naruto pay for this in money, of course. But right now he had to continue on with the exams. Now speaking about our young protagonist, we shall turn to Naruto Uzumaki. He was currently soaking up all the expressions that he was seeing, all the shock, all the looks that he was getting, as Naruto already knew that he put on quite a display. Wow, and to think that wasn't even the full extent of my power, Naruto was thinking, his mind cackling like a maniac. At this, Kurama would just snort. Kid, calm down, alright? And stop acting as if, oh, that was only like a small percentage of your power. Sure, it's not everything that you can do, but don't start acting as if that was nothing. Truth be told, although Naruto seemed to make it look easy and simple, it did take him up a little bit of his power. Like, not a little bit, but it took like a pretty average amount of his power. Pretty much that is compared to how Naruto would go ahead and form a Rasengan in Shippuden. Like, it took up a pretty decent amount of energy, but not really anything that would make Naruto like go down permanently. Now if Naruto were to go all out, well, you guys will have to find out. As Naruto just shrugs it off, who cares? At least I put on something of a display. As Naruto walks up the stairs of the stadium, he will go ahead and see the disbelieving faces of the people he used to call classmates. First one to be obvious was, well, of course, his previous classmates, which were Shikamaru and, well, actually no, just Shikamaru really. As he was just there like gaping at the boy, as he could not believe this was the same kid he went to school with. I mean, yeah, he knew Naruto changed after that 1 month, but still, this was like, come on now. Naruto had always been powerful, especially of the preliminaries had anything to say about it. But come on, this was just on another level of pure bullcrap. As Naruto was just walking there, he would actually stop and actually see Gaara. As he could see in Gaara's eyes, there was nothing more than amusement, anticipation, anxiousness, and malice beyond any levels. But if you could actually look very, very closely, you could see an undoubtedly amount of fear that Naruto can't wait to exploit during the match against him. As Naruto sent a predatory grin at Gaara, causing him and even Shikaku, the One-Tails, who is now currently looking at Naruto, to actually feel afraid. This boy, damn it, damn you, stupid fox, thought Shikaku. As Shikaku had finally thought he had beaten the Nine-Tails finally. As Shikaku and Kurama had some sort of rivalry between the two to find out which one was better. Well, it was mostly one side, considering the fact that depending on the tails equal who is more powerful. And Shikaku, being the one tail, is the weakest. But he can't go ahead, and he doesn't like that fact, so he tries his best to prove that he's better than the nine-tailed fox. And just when he thought he finally had him beat with the container being Gaara, he had this monster. A monster powerful enough to overpower the Hyuga style entirely, and even more powerful enough to go ahead and summon that meteor. As he's just thinking that if this human really wanted to, even if he was a tail beast, like in his full tail beast form, he would lose to said human. As Naruto was just chuckling, he would then go ahead and actually see a figure drop right beside him, causing him to actually stop. He had sensed his presence actually appearing a while, but he wasn't expecting him to show up. May I help you, Anbu? He would say as he looks at the Anbu member that fell right beside him. At this, the Anbu member would then speak. Hokage-sama is requesting your presence, Uzumaki. Of course, hearing that the old man requested his presence, Naruto would go ahead and just shrug. Okay. As he goes ahead and body flickers to the Hokage, shocking everyone even further. As like everyone was just like in shock right now. So we now go ahead and cut to the aged Hokage, Hiruzen. Hiruzen had called up an Anbu member as he really needed to talk to Naruto about this. Sure, they can still continue on with the exams, but talking to Naruto was really important right now. You can't just go ahead and display something like that and continue on acting as if that was completely normal. Even in a world where shinobis are able to go ahead and shoot out fireballs out of their asshole, or sorry, I was trying to make that sound like I was trying to make a joke, but shit, that's funny to imagine, bro. Or like in a world where people are able to shoot water dragons from their lungs and everything, like pretty much, even in this bizarre world, summoning a meteor, like come on now. That is something that have not been displayed ever since someone's had the power of the Renegon. As Hiruzen waited there for said Uzumaki, he would then see or sense the pressure or the presence of said Uzumaki as he had appeared. Hello, Hokage-sama, he would say, speaking with a very tone of respect, causing Hiruzen to actually just look at the boy, as he was still not used to Naruto talking to him like that and missed the old term of Gigi. As he then turns to Naruto. Naruto, my boy, that display you show, as he actually goes ahead and actually gets up from his seat, walking over to the young lad. At this, Naruto will go ahead and smile at him, while also looking at Orochimaru. Or should I say, Kazekage. Yes, Naruto knew that Orochimaru was the Kazekage, as he was now looking at him, as right now in his mind, he was just thinking like, oh, don't you worry, you son of a... As Kurama goes ahead and speaks up, language. There was total silence inside that mindscape as Naruto then goes ahead and looks at him with the biggest deadpan expression. Hold up, let me get this straight. Literally the nine-tailed fox, the person who slaughtered multiple lives and literally is the strongest of all the tailed beasts, told me to be careful with my language? Son of a gun, hello sir, you curse more than me, and you're supposed to be the mature one. At this, Kuma just laughs at Naruto's face, saying, yeah, that's right, you did me right. But, then again, does it look like I care? At this, Naruto goes ahead and actually nods, as he had to admit, Kurama's catchphrase was very, very much like his own. Oh wait, it was like his own. Now, at this, Naruto goes ahead and just smiles at the Hokage as Hiruzen goes ahead and actually begins to take Naruto over there to a corner while telling them that they're going to have to postpone the matches, considering the fact that the stadium got a little bit damaged due to the clash between Naruto and Neji. Well, mostly Neji getting defeated, but hey. As Naruto did a pretty good number due to him speeding around the field and cutting up Neji, and also showing that impressive display of the meteor even though he didn't drop it. So right now, after dragging Naruto to a more secluded area, Hiruzen then speaks up. Naruto, what the heck was that? At this, Naruto just smiles. I have no idea what you're talking about, old man, he would say. At this, Hiruzen goes ahead and looks at the boy, surprised that he used the old man term until he snaps out of it. Naruto, now it's no longer time for games. Now tell me, how the hell did you do that? The aged Hokage needed to know. If he needs to know right now, and it's not only for Naruto's not only for his fate, but for Naruto's as well. Think about it. The village in the Hidden Leaves, the same village that went ahead and accused a little boy being a demon. Imagine if said demon had the ability to summon meteors. What do you think is gonna happen? Alright? Oh yeah, I know. They're gonna start trying to revolt against him, saying that the demon had gotten too strong, and second of all, they're gonna use it as an excuse for Naruto to be gone. And third of all, there's also that creep Danzo who's gonna go ahead and try to use it to his advantage, to which he was able to do so multiple times. So knowing this, he really needed information on how Naruto did it. At this, Naruto then looks at the old man until he sighs. Listen, I'll explain most things when I'm done, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and just enjoy and watch the matches. Trust me, as soon as it's over, I'll explain the whole situation to you, old man. At this, Hiruzen looks at the boy hesitantly but nods. As soon as he does so, Naruto just smiles until suddenly he will go ahead and begin to walk away until he decides to actually give Hiruzen a little bit more of a tease. If you thought that meteor was something, well, just wait. Suddenly, a book would then fly out of Naruto's coat as it begins to open up, flipping through pages. Hiruzen was surprised at this, as he actually was surprised at this weird object. As he could see, it was covered in this odd energy, as well as it had a weird leaf thing. Wait, what? That was a clover. Yes, it was a 4-leaf clover. As right now, Naruto had nothing more than the very object itself, a grimoire. Now, how did Naruto attain it? Well, flashback. It was during the time of Naruto's month period of him training. Naruto needed to get to accustomed of having Kurama not being around for a while, as Kurama had depleted most of his energy trying to save the young lad from certain death. So of course, being on his own, Naruto would try his best working with the system, even using his metallic arm to fight off monsters and everything. However, Naruto would actually go ahead and gain a suspicious side quest. Now this quest was actually to collect these small little pages, as they were scattered about in this odd, well, not even in this dungeon, it was scattered about the whole village. And they were extremely well hidden, and that he needed to go ahead and actually use Senjutsu, which was already at pretty high level. Speaking of which, Senjutsu and all of Naruto's other abilities, those are another topic I need to get into, because oh my god, I made this Naruto OP, alright. I made him OP. As Naruto goes ahead and actually was able to find all the scattered pages around. However, the odd thing was, to him, they were blank. By the time he had covered up and gathered all the pages that were needed, and as soon as he completed the quest, he had gained the notification. Congratulations, quest had been completed. As a reward, you gain grimoire. At this, all the pages that Naruto had collected had actually went ahead and instantly began to stack up on top of each other, as a cover goes ahead and begins to form out of completely nowhere. Now, during this whole process, Naruto was actually surprised. And speaking of which, this quest was a long quest, by the way. It was not like an instant quest, like how in a dungeon there's like a certain time limit sometimes. Or like if you guys ever play games and like there's missions that take really long periods of time. Yeah, this is the same. This is that type of mission. As Naruto was surprised, the quest will go ahead and give him the literal grimoire, as it had a 4-leaf clover, as Naruto would go ahead and gain the notification, implying that he went ahead and had discovered not only a new form of power, but had also attained a rare and very powerful S-class object known as a grimoire. At this, Naruto would go ahead and then begin to shout a spell. As this, when suddenly Naruto would go ahead and be teleporting what seemed like to be in this like black vortex. As yes, if you guys have not guessed it, Naruto had now had spatial magic. Now the reason why I went ahead and chose spatial magic for this, and I know some of you guys might be asking like, oh, why this, why that? Spatial magic is because I feel like most people don't give it enough credibility, and especially since like I don't feel like we have not seen the full potential of it yet. Like, bro, it's spatial magic, bro. Like, that's heavily underrated if you ask me. But pretty much, plus with the ability to go ahead and control gravity thanks to the Zushi no Mi, plus with the ability of opening portals, just imagine how OP that is, bro. If he wanted to, he can open, like, just imagine he can open a portal to like another village entirely and just stomp it out of existence by putting a bunch of gravitational pressure on there. So pretty much Naruto is pretty OP right now. But hey, I never said he could do it. I'm just saying like it's a possibility of what he could do. But hey, let me go ahead and continue on with the story. Now, seeing Naruto just disappear, he was contemplating life right now. Like, is his life a lie now? Like, what's next? Is Kami just gonna appear out of nowhere and start doing the whip or something? He didn't really know. Well, actually, since it's not technically called the whip there in the Hidden Leaf Village, I'm just gonna call it the whiplash. That's what I'm gonna call it in the Ninja Village. So either way, let me continue on because I'm getting sidetracked here. After that, the Hokage just sighed. Naruto, you could truly be troublesome. As suddenly, in the very stands, and heck, even the entire Nara compound, you see every last one of their males go ahead and sneeze. Troublesome, they will all say at the same time, unknowingly. As Naruto go ahead and actually appeared in the black vortex, he will appear back to where he was, where he sees all of them just looking at him gaping. At this, Naruto is looking at him like, what? As everyone is just thinking like, by now it's Naruto. Alright, he's the most surprising ninja that you could ever encounter right now. So with that, they go ahead and actually turn their attention to the screen, and right now are just trying to get their thoughts in together before they lose their freaking minds at what this freaking kid could do. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and actually skip to where all the matches are done, and pretty much to where it's literally Sasuke versus Gaara. Now, I know some of y'all might be thinking like, bro, what? Why you skip that whole thing? It's because pretty much all the matches are the same, and like how I usually do it on my all my what ifs. So pretty much all the matches are the same all the way until the Gaara versus Sasuke fight. Now Sasuke would walk out of there. He would appear just like he did in canon, with Kakashi showing off the emo drip, while Naruto just looked at him like, that is pathetic on new levels, bro. So as this is happening, Naruto will go ahead and just look at the fight, as we're going to go ahead and actually do a time skip again. So the Sasuke fight would happen just like in canon, if you guys don't know, with pretty much Sasuke getting some good licks in, on Gaara, punching him, making him feel pain, all the way to the point where he went ahead and got Shidori'd. Now at this point, Naruto already knew that the beast was going to go out. Well, time for me to spring into action, he would say, as Naruto would go ahead and pull out his grimoire, as he already knew that right now his main priority was to get Gaara out of here. At this, he'll then go ahead and say a spatial magic spell, which causes a sort of like a greenish orb to go ahead, well, not greenish, like a whitish orb to go ahead and appear at the palm of Naruto's hand. Alright, I'm gonna need you to move him. At this, he goes ahead and shoots the small little orb directly towards Gaara, as he was now beginning to morph into the maniac Shikaku form, as Orochimaru will go ahead and explode the Hokage's booth, as right now the invasion had begun. Now of course, Orochimaru was expecting Gaara to go ahead and destroy the arena, but to everyone's surprise, or at least everyone that was watching, they would see this whitish orb tackling or just hitting Gaara, as Gaara was then warped away. like he had just vanished. Wait, what? Now, if you guys want to know how he vanished, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Naruto's spatial magic, it's similar to that of the Kamui, to the point where it can go ahead and just pretty much like it warps away the opponent. And pretty much Naruto did that, except he didn't warp him away into a different or a little like pocket dimension. No, he warped him away from the village, a pretty safe distance. Seeing the Jinchuriki gone, this would cause Temari and Kankuro to panic, screaming out for their little brother, only to find out that he was nowhere in sight. What happened? At this, they'll go ahead and jump down to the arena. Even Sasuke was looking around for this, for the Jinchuriki of the Shikaku, as he was now wondering, like, where the hell is he? At this is when suddenly they will then see, in a body flicker, Naruto appear at the center of the arena, in the midst of all the chaos. Sorry to interrupt, but your brother, me and him are gonna have a little chat, he would say, in a deadly calm tone. At this, Tomorrow will get tears in her eyes as she's expecting Naruto to actually been the one to kill Gaara, as she thought that Gaara was killed. As she then yells, "You monster! I'll kill you!" At this, Naruto will go ahead and smile. You can do that in the sheets later on if you want. At this, she'll go ahead and just look at Naruto like, wait, what? As Naruto will again go ahead and say, "Ta-ta," as he'll then go ahead and activate his grimoire, using spatial magic to get away from the arena. As everyone was surprised at looking at that, as Naruto had pretty much just opened a whitish portal underneath him, allowing him to transport down there. Where did he go? She would say, as she stomped to the area where Naruto was, stomping on the ground, trying to see if there was like a hidden passageway or anything, so that way she can get to Gaara before Naruto does. But sadly, yeah, that didn't work out well. At this, Sasuke was more contemplating of the fact that there was an invasion going on, as he was then surrounded by Sandin. Alright, that's enough, surrender. At this, seeing the Sandin, of course Sasuke will go ahead and activate the Chidori, as he was now rushing into combat against these ninjas. Now back with Naruto. Naruto was now looking down at Gaara, as Gaara was now like pretty much panicking, as he had no idea where he was, until he saw Uzumaki Naruto. He would say as he gets angry, "Uzumaki, where the hell am I?" At this, Naruto would shrug. Who knows? This could be your tomb, like this could be your grave site. This could be your new home. To be honest, it's up to you, pal. He would say in a deadly calm tone. At this, hearing all this, Gaara will get more than just pissed. He'll be furious as he glares at the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. "Damn you, Uzumaki!" At this, he goes ahead and dashes off at Naruto at top speeds, swinging his, of course, the Shikaku's arm and everything, as he's in that half mode, like the half beast mode, as he goes ahead and swipes at Naruto with the hand. But Naruto would easily dodge this. You should pay more attention. At this, Naruto would then stab him with the Executioner's Blade right through the stomach, like right through the side of his stomach, causing Gaara to cough up blood. "No, my blood, my blood!" However, he would then be shot up by Naruto, who then just slaps him, like literally slaps him in the face. "Shut up already. Okay, we get it. There's blood. So what? Everyone gets hurt all the time." At this, Naruto would go ahead and throw Gaara to a tree, easily as if he was nothing, as Naruto would pull out the Executioner's Blade from his stomach. Jesus, come on now. Can you do better than that? At this, Gaara will go ahead and be silent. However, due to the executionary pain and due to the fact that how strong Naruto was, Gaara knew that right now he had to go ahead and call upon Shikaku. If he didn't, he would die. Mother, I need your help." At this, hearing, of course, Gaara cry out for help and everything, the Shikaku will go ahead and chuckle, already knowing where Gaara was going with this. As this is when Gaara will go ahead and activate the jutsu. As he would then fall unconscious right there and then. Suddenly, a large amount of sand would then wrap up around Gaara, as he begins to morph into a ginormous raccoon sand creature or whatever. As Naruto seeing this, he can't help but chuckle mentally. Wow, Kurama, you were right. He does look like a raccoon. At this, Kurama would just laugh at him, as this is when Shikaku would inform. "I'm free, bitch ass!" he would say with a total amount of malice and bloodlust throughout the arena. As he would then look around, he would look down at the young boy. "And you're dead," he would say, as Naruto would go ahead and chuckle. "Huh, you know what's funny? You're not the very first person to say that to me today." At this, Shikaku would then get angry as he then fires off a wind bullet at Naruto, to which Naruto would go ahead and say, "Sweet, let's see you compared to my own." as Naruto would go ahead and point his finger out like a gun. I mean, yeah, he'll point his finger out like looking at it like a gun, as he'll then shoot out a wind bullet from the tip of his finger. Now, as soon as he sees the small wind bullet, Shikaku laughs at it. However, he'll be surprised that the wind bullet easily overpowered his own, which was way bigger than the small one, as the wind bullet will go ahead and actually pierce his sand. What? However, this is when that shocked him, as Naruto would go ahead and smirk. Boom. As this is when suddenly the wind bullet would go ahead and implode on itself inside the Shikaku, causing the Shikaku to lose its arm, the left one, as he then screams out in pain. As he goes ahead and actually looks down in shock, as there is now a miniature crater on the left side of him. How? He would say. At this, that was of course another Winjutsu that Naruto actually created this time. It was called Wind Style, Wind Bullet Devastation, as it was sort of like a, I guess you can say like a wind bomb, if you were to say, as all Naruto had to do was shoot it from the tip of his fingers, and as soon as it pierces into someone like an actual bullet, it will go ahead and literally blow up, literally able to go ahead and kill someone in an instant. As Naruto is now looking at the shocked, Biju, he will go ahead and chuckle. What, was that enough? Was that not enough to your fitting? I can do more. At this, Shikaku gets angry as he goes ahead and recovers instantly. Curse you, human! As he goes ahead and prepares another wind bullet, Naruto will go ahead and chuckle. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and deal with this myself, thank you very much. As he then pull out the Executioner's Blade. Bon Kai! At this, suddenly enveloped in a very dark aura, Naruto will go ahead and suddenly gain the black katana itself, transforming the Executioner's Blade, as Naruto was now looking at the now shocked Shikaku. The power. Just what is he? Thought Shikaku. As Naruto, now wielding this jet black katana, was staring down the Biju, who was now actually a little bit in fear. This power. It can't possibly be higher than my own. As he can't help but get angry even more. Great. Not only was he the weakest of all the Biju, but now a human has surpassed him? No way. In hell he would allow that. As he goes ahead and shoots out multiple wind bullets, Naruto would easily just vanish right before his eyes, as he would then appear right in front of the face of the Shikaku. Oh wow. You didn't even see me? That's pathetic, he would say, as he would then vanish once again, appearing on a nearby tree. At this, Shikaku was confused. What is he talking? As suddenly this is when he gets cut up all over the place, as in 1 millisecond, Naruto had vanished and it cut him up all over in different places, shocking said Biju, as it goes ahead and it looks like a scratching post at this point. It looks like someone used it as a scratching post, as right now it will go ahead and have multiple marks that look like cuts all over it. As said Biju goes ahead and glares down at the human that dare defies it, he'll growl, "What the hell are you? There's no way that stupid fox helped you on this one." At this, Naruto goes ahead and chuckles, as he could already tell Kurama demanded blood from this creature, or I guess in the Shikaku's case, sand, as he really wanted to teach this raccoon a lesson. At this, Naruto would shrug. Fine, I'll give you the driver's seat then. As at first, dead silence goes ahead and falls all over the entire forest area, until suddenly Naruto would then be enveloped in a red aura. The Bankai would go ahead and dismantle itself, returning back to being the Executioner's Blade, as this is when it would actually go ahead and release a reddish aura from it as well. At this, the Executioner's Blade would then transform, as suddenly it will turn similar to it will go ahead and turn similar to how Ichigo's sword is. It looked like how it looked like a freaking knife that, it looked like a knife and everything. Yeah, it looks similar to that, except this time the handle was red, and also you could see that it looked weird. Like it looked like the blade was not only black, it was like black and red. As suddenly this is when Naruto will go ahead and open his eyes to reveal that now in control of him was the nine-tailed fox, or our homie Kurama. As Kurama would then turn to the freaking raccoon. Shikaku, I always wanted to shut your trap, but now I'm about to teach you a lesson. At this scene, the fox again, Shikaku's blood would just well, I guess sand in this case, will just boil as he then shouts, "Damn you! Damn you!" As he then shoots out a bunch of sand at Naruto, ready to go ahead and drown him. However, the nine-tailed fox would go ahead and laugh. "Please, if you can't even defeat my host, then how the fuck are you supposed to defeat me? Oh right, you can't." As this when suddenly he would then vanish, appearing right in front of Shikaku, shocking the guy, as he'll go ahead and concentrate. At this, putting a bunch of chakra into the blade, he'll go ahead and slice, literally slice like a, do a side slice. As at first nothing happened, until suddenly the Shikaku would then be cut up in half. His entire body was cut in half, causing the Shikaku's eyes to just bulge out of its socket. How? But he couldn't say anything else. It was official. He was weak. Pathetic. He was the weakest of the Biju. As it was at this moment right now that dignified that this man, whatever this monster is, Kurama was stronger than the Shikaku. Even though he hates to admit it, right now what he just saw was not even the full power of this. Now, Kurama by himself, let me just go ahead and let me explain this real quick. Kurama, after he had recovered, after that whole sequence of events, as I'm going to get into detail here, let me just say, during the 1 month time skip, Naruto and Kurama, their bond had created to the point where Kurama is now at new levels of strength. Don't get me wrong, by himself, if he was released to the world, he'll be a threat, alright, but him and Naruto, like, teamed up together and everything, oh my god. Whew. Like, and that's not even a fraction to what they could really do. Like, that's actually like a fraction of what they could do. But at full power, oh, Lord save these people. But let me continue on. As we go ahead and see Kurama staring down at Shikaku as he goes ahead and once again tries to reform. However, you could see that's a very slow pace, considering the fact that did a lot of damage. At this, Kurama goes ahead and spits on the Shikaku as if he was the most disgusting thing in the world. Huh? Where's all that talk, huh? Where's all that thought, huh? Where is it, huh? Exactly, that's what I thought. At this, Kurama was so happy at putting the raccoon in this place as he gives Naruto back to control, as Naruto was just looking at all this with a look of just deadpan. Are you serious, my guy? You literally did not have to do that to him. But Kurama just ignored him, as he truly needed to put this raccoon in his place. At this, seeing the raccoon down, Naruto knew that he had only one choice to do, and that was to eliminate him. Although, he would actually go ahead and change this though, as he then chuckles, who am I kidding? I'm a master at Flinjutsu, I don't need that. As Naruto would go ahead and jump down, he would go ahead and perform multiple hand seals, until suddenly he was done, taking out 4 kunai. At this, Naruto will go ahead and apply these seals onto the paper tags that were attached to these kunais, as he throws them all 4 of them to different areas. At this, Naruto would then go ahead and form a couple of hand signs until he was done completing them. Alright, elemental seal. At this, he'll go ahead and create an elemental seal, causing Gaara to actually scream out in pain. Well, Gaara and the Shikaku, as the Shikaku had still not reformed yet, and this of course caused Gaara to wake up due to the pain that he was feeling. As he goes ahead and yells out in pure agony, you can see all the way in the village they could even hear that scream of pure agony, causing them all to wince a little bit, as Gaara was literally like screaming out as if he was getting boiled alive. As by the time we go ahead and see it cut down a little bit, you would see that Gaara was just fine. He was there, but you could see that he had a lost look on his face. At this, Naruto will go ahead and look at him as he goes ahead and chuckles. So, I presume that you're better now, he would say. But of course he didn't get a response, because like, hello, you pretty much you pretty much went ahead and tortured this guy's mind, but all in good case, okay? Like, Naruto did not do that willingly, but it was in order to save the guy. So whatever, guys, I'm getting sidetracked here. As Naruto goes ahead and looks at the downfall of Gaara, he'll go ahead and sigh as he then dashes off back to the arena, expecting to go ahead and actually help out while he still can. Now back to it, the battle between Orochimaru and Hiruzen was pretty much the same as in canon, however, except this time, Jiraiya would actually appear in this exams. As Jiraiya was there, he'll be helping out his sensei, fighting against his ex-best friend, as he was currently trying to tap into Sage Mode. He had called up Ma and Pa in order to help out on this one, as they were right now struggling against the Snake Sanin. It didn't help with the fact that he went ahead and summoned Hashirama and Tobirama too, so pretty much, yeah, this was getting nearly impossibly hard. At this, just when everything was finally going well for the Snake Sanin, this is when suddenly they would then see it. "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me," thought one of them, as everyone would look up into the sky. Suddenly, falling from the sky above will be a ginormous freaking meteor the size of the whole stadium, as it was just looming all over it. Everyone was surprised, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Even Sasuke and others of the Genins and pretty much everyone would just stop fighting to look at it, as they only knew one person who had this ability. Standing above all of them, looking down on them, all of them, like they were nothing more than insignificant peasants compared to him. Although he was not showing any arrogance, nothing but a calm expression on his face, it was none other than the one and only Naruto Uzumaki. He was looking down at all the nins, as he was then speaking. "I request that you resolve this conflict peacefully, or else." At this, Naruto would go ahead and snap his fingers, as this would cause the meteor to actually go ahead and begin to fall on the Colosseum at a very slow pace until it begins to pick up speed. At this, everyone's eyes begin to go scream in panic, as all the ninjas in the area begin to run away. As if you guys want the equivalent to this is when Madara dropped the whole fucking meteor on the entire freaking elemental nations pretty much. So this man literally just dropped the meteor on that whole entire army. As everyone was running away, they were just praying for their life right now at this point. However, the meteor would just stop barely right before it hit the Colosseum. As Naruto, who was actually just floating in the air thanks to the Zushi no Mi, will go ahead and float down. "I recommend that you resolve this conflict, or else." At this, Naruto's eyes would then close, as everyone would just look at him in bated breath, as this is when Naruto would then open his eyes, causing everyone to gape. Wait, that's... At this, Orochimaru, who just stopped, would look at him gaping, as he now wanted nothing more just to gain and attain Naruto's body. He needed it. Whoa, hey. I mean, bro, Orochimaru, I'm sorry, but that man... someone needs to call a certain someone on that man, bro. At this, Naruto will go ahead and reveal it, as he had tapped into it. Sage Mode. How did Naruto attain it? Why you think he had 1 month time skip? Again, guys, this is like Naruto 1 month with the video game system. Literally, Kurama knocked out, so pretty much he had to rely on his own strength. As this was Sage Mode that Naruto had attained through his own hard work, his own strength. Is all this strength was not given to him by Kurama. No, he worked hard to gain all of this. Even with the system's help, he still worked hard for it. As Naruto was looking at all of them with the Sage Mode, they could all see that some of the literally some of the trees begin to sprout out a little bit more. Some of the old trees begin to regain life in them, as it seemed that nature was just beginning to blossom. As they could even sense this peaceful aura just wave off through all of them, as they were looking at Naruto in shock. Such power, it's never been felt before ever since the Madara and Hashirama period, thought Hiruzen, as he was just looking at Naruto. As Naruto goes ahead and begins to literally float over to where Orochimaru and the barrier is, all the Sound 4 members and pretty much everyone was just looking at this, as Naruto's fist would then begin to glow. As this is when Naruto would go ahead and yell a mighty war cry, punching the barrier. As at first nothing happened, causing everyone to look at him like, is he stupid? Until suddenly in an instant it would then shatter, shocking everyone. He destroyed the barrier, shouted one of them, quaking now. This man, no, this monster, no, this... demigod, as they were now looking at Naruto as if he was a freaking god right now. As again, this was the equivalent of Madara pulling up to the elemental nations, as everyone was just looking at him gaping and just in shock. They didn't know what to think, as Naruto would then smirk. Alright, now then, shall we resolve this? He would say. As he goes ahead and gets down, he will go ahead and then look at the first Hokage and the second Hokage. As he will then finally look at Orochimaru, still in sage mode. As Hashirama and Tobirama, they were just looking at this guy like, who is this? As Tobirama looked at him, he could already tell he's not an Uchiha, which, like, thank God for Hashirama. Like, for Tobirama, he's thanking God right now that he is not an Uchiha, as he wouldn't be able to handle this. And pretty much, if you guys don't know, Tobirama was a little biased to the Uchiha clan, bro. Like, oh my God. But right now, they were just looking outside the young lad, while Hiruzen was sending Naruto looks of just astonishment, gratefulness, and a look of respect, as he could already tell that Naruto truly is worthy for the title of Hokage at this moment right now, as he could see the potential in this young man. At this, Naruto would then go ahead and actually get into this battle stance, as he would then say, well then, shall we? As he goes ahead and gets into the stance, as you could see that Naruto was fully ready to face off against Orochimaru. He was willing to stop this war, even if it meant dropping a fucking meteor on this freaking stadium. Do not test him. At this, Orochimaru was just looking at him in shock as he then says, we gotta retreat now! As this would cause all the ninjas they didn't listen to him instantly as they begin to run. As Naruto would go ahead and say, I'm not letting you escape. As he'll go ahead and form one hand sign, calling up a bunch of shadow clones rushing at Orochimaru. At this, Orochimaru would luckily, oh shoot, oops, I accidentally hit that, I'm sorry. But Orochimaru would go ahead and slither away, avoiding all the clones, as they were now shooting a large scale jutsus, trying to hit the Snake Sanin. I can't be caught now, no. At this, he goes ahead and glares, as he then says, in a very low voice, but Naruto could hear it, mark my words, Uzumaki, I shall come in after you, and I swear, I will attain your body and all your abilities. They'll be mine, mine, mine. As he'll go ahead and laugh like a maniac, he'll go ahead and slither away. As Naruto will go ahead and look at him, he'll go ahead and say, no you won't. As this is when Naruto will go ahead and actually call up once again on his grimoire, flipping through spells until he got it. Spatial magic. Dimensional prison. As this when suddenly Orochimaru would then go ahead and be trapped into a cube, as he would be just inside of it. As everyone was in shock, as right now Orochimaru was just like, he was just stuck in there. What? How did you? But Naruto will go ahead and look at him. Trust me, this dimensional cube shall keep him there for a while. This was a time space. This seemed to like for Hiruzen, this seemed to be like a time space ninjutsu. But right now he didn't know what to think right now. As right now the only thing Hiruzen could say was, gosh darn it. As this is when he'll then turn to Naruto. You have a lot of explaining to do after this is over. At this, Naruto would nod as all the other sound nins and everything were trying to escape. Shinobis were capturing some of them. Others were lucky enough to escape, like the Sound 4, as they had been luckily able to escape from the rafts of the other Shinobis. Of course, they did have to push themselves to the curse mark, the final stage of the curse mark, but luckily they were able to escape just on time. Of course, seeing this, Naruto grits his teeth, but he knows that if he wants to, he could luckily go ahead and try finding them. Besides, without their leader, there truly are nothing. As after this, after all that, Hiruzen would then shout out for some of the Anbus to go ahead and get Orochimaru, out of here. As he will actually go ahead and he will go ahead and actually tell Naruto to do it, considering the fact he guessed that's like, since it's only Naruto's jutsus, that means Naruto knows how to use it properly. As Naruto would nod, allowing the cube to go ahead and actually begin to move Orochimaru, while said Snake Sanin was banging on it, trying to use jutsus on it, but everything was failing. Damn you, Uzumaki! but Naruto goes ahead and gives him a calm yet deadly look, telling him to shut up. As for this, Tobirama and Hashirama, if you guys want to know what's happening to them, well, their reanimation jutsu got cancelled, as due to the fact that Naruto went ahead and sort of trapped Orochimaru in that spatial magic cube. This pretty much caused the effects of the jutsus to be pretty much cancelled out, as Orochimaru can't use jutsus in this spatial magic dome. As after that, right before leaving, her Hashirama then turned to Naruto and Hiruzen. Well, I have to admit, I was not expecting this. It's quite anticlimactic actually, as Hiruzen then turned to his former teacher and like his former teachers and everything. He'll go ahead and nod, as this is when both of them look at Hiruzen. Well, Hiruzen, I have to admit, in this new generation truly is amazing, he would say as he looks at Naruto, as this is when Tobirama would then speak up. You boy will be a very fine Hokage. At this, Naruto, although calm on the outside, was screaming on the inside as he got praised by one of the people he actually looked up to. I got praised by Hokage, I got praised by Hokage, I got praised by Hokage, thought Naruto over and over in his mind. However, in the real world right now, he's just with the calm expression. So after all that being said, this will be the end to the Konoha invasion, as this will be the end for this part to this what if, as this was part 8 to what if Naruto had the leveling system. So I wonder what you all think. Sorry if I accidentally messed up some of the things in there, as I messed up a little bit on the last part. So yeah, if you guys want me to go full in detailed into all of Naruto's abilities and everything, as I don't want to reveal them all yet, but I'm just saying, like, if you guys thought all that was impressive, you have not seen anything yet. But hey, hope y'all did enjoy this video. Hope y'all did enjoy, well, the video itself. And either way, it is Great Zage, and I'm out. Peace.